did this? I want to know who's responsible for this. I want to know who had the audacity to trivialize and shit all over a Christmas holiday classic to make $2 off the direct-to-DVD sales. A Christmas Story is my favorite Christmas movie. There are a lot of good ones, to be sure, but nothing puts a smile on my face around the holidays quite like this one. There is something so simple, so innocent, and so magical about the story of a boy who wants a special toy for Christmas, and the fate of the world seems to hang in the balance of him getting it. When you're a kid, your whole world revolves around this kind of thing, and A Christmas Story took you back to that so wonderfully. It made you a kid again. This movie doesn't make you feel anything, it's just a petty fucking cash grab. A Christmas Story 2 takes place 6 years after the real one and deals with Ralphie as a teenager. And of all the mistakes made in this film, even above and beyond the mistake of just making it, this is probably the biggest. Christmas just doesn't mean the same thing to a teenager as it does to a child, and there is no way that the audience is going to be able to connect with anything that's happening to a teen in this context. When you're a kid, if you're lucky enough, Christmas is this magical time where something is going to happen just for you. It's just not the same when you're a teenager. Childhood is that time where everything is still magical, and the entire world can revolve around that one thing you want and wish for with all your heart and soul. That was the magic of the first film. We wanted Ralphie to get that Red Ryder BB gun as much as he wanted it, because for a lot of us, we know what that feels like. We've all had that one special thing that we wanted so badly for Christmas when we were kids. Something that may seem so trivial now, but at the time, it was our heart's desire. It was the most important thing in our whole world. So what does this movie revolve around? It revolves around Ralphie wanting a specific car. That's right, a car. That sucks. Getting a car isn't just something that happens during Christmas time. If he doesn't get one now, he's just gonna get one at any other random point in his life. The object of Ralphie's want is so far removed from the point of a Christmas gift, it's just unreal. And that's the problem. Ralphie is at the most uninteresting age in this movie to make a plot around. Realistically, there are only two age groups that a sequel to this film could have worked with. It could have either worked with another child, preferably Ralphie's own, or it could have worked with Ralphie as an adult, with us seeing how he handles Christmas with his own kids. In fact, if this had been centered around Ralphie as an adult, it could have been both. Who the hell cares about teenagers at Christmas time? Our teen years are usually not fun. It's a horrible, awkward time, which is why we have so many damn teen comedies these days, because our teen years are so awkward that all we can really do in retrospect is laugh at them. And that's exactly what this movie is. It's a G-rated teen comedy. What the fuck is a G-rated teen comedy? It's this stupid thing. And you know what? Ralphie wanting the car doesn't even have a whole lot to do with this movie. Most of this movie doesn't even have anything to do with Christmas. A lot of it is just Ralphie and his friends having to get jobs and screwing them up. Then you have the story of Ralphie's dad trying to go ice fishing. Ice fishing! Man, that has a lot to do with Christmas, doesn't it? Everything else is just the writers saying, we're just going to take everything that made the original film special and do it again, thereby making it routine. Oh yeah, there were daydream sequences in the first film, well, we're going to do that too. Oh, the first film had a surly Santa? Oh, add that to the list. Ralphie was dressed up in a silly outfit? Oh, check and double check. Oh, look, Flick got his tongue stuck in something else again. Oh, I remember that from the good one. It's so damn unremarkable and obligatory. The stuff that comes from the original film is just stuff from the original film, except terrible. And everything else is just totally off the point from A Christmas Story. And once again, you have the fundamental problem of Ralphie being a teenager while still trying to make this Christmas magical. In the original film, the daydream sequences were great. And that's because it comes from the point of view of a child. We all know what it's like to have a childlike expectation of something that somehow just doesn't match up with reality. Like believing that a simplistic report is much better than it actually is and will overly impress our teachers. But teenagers don't think like that, and doing these things with Ralphie in that age group just doesn't work. The casting is terrible. The young man who plays Ralphie looks the part more or less, but offers nothing special. The mom is just a caricature of the original character, and then you have Daniel Stern, who is nothing like the old man in the original movie. I'm back to my Superman Returns problem again. Is this a sequel? Is it a reboot? But here, it doesn't matter because it's just a bad fucking movie. Although I will say that the kid who played Randy did a really good job. In character or not, he was really good. I'll give him that. Oh, and to the precious few people who actually heard of this movie, let alone saw it, were any of you actually fooled into thinking that this was in the time period it was supposed to be set in? When this first started, I actually thought it was supposed to be set in modern times, and as the film went on, I kept forgetting when this was supposed to be. The people who made this movie were simply horrible at this. When you watch the first one, you never question that this is in the 30s/40s era. It's just spot on. A Christmas Story was made in 1983, and when I learned that, I couldn't even believe it was that recent. It's so damn period specific. This just feels like it's pretending to be in this era, and even then, only once in a while. And you know, I can't believe I'm even reviewing this film like it has legitimate problems to begin with. The biggest problem with this film is it's bothering to exist in the first place. It's just taking a classic that everybody loves and knows and using the name to make a quick buck. Why stop here? Let's make It's a Wonderful Life 2 starring Mark Wahlberg. Or how about this? Just don't do this shit anymore. We don't need sequels to these movies, period, let alone sequels like these. We all know what these are, and no one is going to see this shit. And that's my Christmas gift to you. I saw this movie, now you don't have to watch this ever. And I guarantee you, no matter what any of you received this Christmas, you will never receive a gift better than this. You didn't have to watch this movie. Merry Christmas, everyone.